So my family has gone camping for almost every single year as long as I can remember, and it's because my parents love doing it. However, every single year, I hate it, and I have a less than good time. I should specify what I mean by camping. I don't mean like roughing it and walking into the woods with a tent. We go to a campground. We did have a tent at one point, but then we upgraded to a camper, and then later we upgraded to a better camper. Some might say a camper isn't actually camping, but it's outdoorsy enough for me to consider it camping, so heck you. If you've seen some of my videos, you know I'm the opposite of an outdoors person. In fact, I'm allergic to pretty much every other thing outside. In fact, most of my bad experiences with the outdoors happened while I was camping. Now, back in the olden days, when my family still used a tent, I found out the hard way that I was allergic to poison ivy. And before you go, I can see you doing it. I see you going down to the comments. Before you tell me that everyone is allergic to poison ivy, no, you're wrong. If everyone was allergic to it, it would not be an allergy, because an allergy is when something happens different than for everybody else. Now, it's still you're kind of correct, but you're mostly incorrect, and I'll tell you why. 80% of people just happen to be allergic to poison ivy. Now, that is the majority, but you're still wrong, so, But anyways, got poison ivy. Get red and itchy, painful blisters, swollen legs for like 2.5 weeks, yada yada. Not fun, not to mention that you're doing that, and you're sleeping in a tent, and it's kind of painful to walk, so yeah, lying down in a tent for multiple days. Not only was it just painful, it was also incredibly boring. I also found out I was allergic to both black flies and horseflies while camping. I don't want to get too into detail on allergic reactions, because I don't want to gross you out and have you leave, but I will leave you with the knowledge of the fact that I've been bitten by a horsefly twice in my life. Both times are like top 2 for worst allergic reaction I've ever had to something. So, yeah, I don't remember much about the first time, but I do remember like being blacking out and just kind of sleeping on the floor for a couple days from the pain. So, yeah. Anyways, another reason I don't like camping, excluding any wilderness stuff, is the lack of internet. Now, most campgrounds have some sort of internet, but when you got like 200 people maybe connected to one internet thing, it's terrible. You basically just can't do anything, so it might as well just not exist. And before you tell me the whole point of camping is to experience nature and not be on the internet, clearly you haven't been paying attention to what I just said. I have experienced nature, and I'm not a fan of it. And there's only so much a kid with ADHD trapped inside a camper can do. Like, it is boring fast. Not to mention, other than the fact that my parents like camping, they do it because it's cheaper than getting a hotel room for a whole week if we go like out of state to see some important place or something. But once enough bad experiences piled up, my parents just decided to be chill and let me vibe inside the camper for like 90% of the trip. My most recent ones haven't been as bad, because my parents are just like, at least, like, come outside to eat lunch with us, then you can go back in and just sit there for the rest of the week. So, you know, the more I'm inside, the less I'm experiencing all the bad outdoors stuff. But now that I'm 18, I don't have to go with them anymore. I can just stay home. In fact, I have already done that once, and it was magical, because I just got to vibe by myself for the weekend. So no more going to a campground like 3 hours away just to see some lake. This is the Midwest. There's lakes everywhere. If I wanted to see one, I'd walk half a mile down my road. So if they want me to go with them, then it's gotta be somewhere more interesting than just the forest. But I think they're making plans to like go to Florida or something at some point. So I think that'll be cool. Now I know a lot of people go to Florida like every year or something, but I haven't been there in 16 years, so for the folks doing the math, I was 2 last time I was there. Literally don't remember it. So I'd like to go there as a sentient person at least once. You know, I have heard though that there's a lot of bugs in Florida, but I'll leave that up to future Rich to worry about. I mean, that's a next year thing anyways, maybe. Yeah, it'll be fine. If you're still here, if you could consider hitting the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated because it tells the algorithm to show my video to more people, and that would be very cool. And if you're new and you've made it to the end, consider subscribing. I mean, clearly you love me and my stories, so, you know, just go down there and hit the red button. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.